In the center of Kentucky, we found the heart of America. We found a group of friends who embrace the timeless traditions of this land, handing down to each generation their love of God, country, family, and friends. Bonds that are fortified with days spent in the field, hunting, fishing, laughing, and living life to its fullest. Join us for the journey into the center of the Heartland Heritage.
You know, Brian, when we start thinking about it, we've really come a long way just in the time we've been filming. You got that right, Jack. And you know, sometimes you think you're filming, and you're not. You know, sometimes the light's green, sometimes it's red, and you just get all caught up in the motion.
Sometimes you double punch. Sometimes you've got Tacticams on. The big camera's on, but you didn't press record.
Oh, you know,
that's happened to me a dozen times.
Because we were hunters trying to be film guys, camera guys, and you know, we've learned a little bit, but nothing like, you know.
Well, we're self-filming, we're taking turns. Earlier on, you know, 5 years ago,
back and forth,
me and you, I mean, we didn't know our butts from a hole in the ground.
Is that why you brought me in for my expert videography skills? Yeah.
Yeah. Now, you know, we're very lucky to have great camera guys and
well,
everybody.
What about this guy, autofocus? What's going on?
Yeah, autofocus.
Mr. Autofocus. Hey, gets it done.
But I'll tell you what, one of the most memorable hunts though that I can remember, you know, that has had a lot of ups and downs and goof ups and everything else, was that buck right across the way down there, and that last
over there. Yeah.
It was the last on that cut.
And it was cold.
It was.
And I was shivering, and you kept making, every time he tells a story, he makes fun of me. But the buck needed to take 2 steps, and I would tell him, as soon as the buck would turn his head, I would say, draw. And then the buck would come, you know, come back around at us and stomp his feet. So I would say, no, 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 no.
He was shivering so bad, he just said no. Anybody normal would say no, but he was like, no, no. But it was an emotional roller coaster, because I was drawing, and you go, no, draw, no, draw. I was at 3/4 of a draw, locked up, ready for this buck to, you know, give me that chance, but it never did happen.
It never did. He turned around and walked away, and
Susie walked out.
But I did make a pan and caught that doe out there, so he ended up putting the wax on that.
She did not have any idea she's getting ready to leave this earth.
She had no clue.
She sure did. No interviews.
No B-roll.
No cutaways.
No,
nothing.
But we got the kill shot.
We got that kill shot. Sometimes we just forgot. Just, you know, we were learning.
Right.
And it just, you know, got to roll with the flow.
That's right.
This segment is brought to you by Burlington Family Chiropractic.
I'll tell you what, one of my most memorable turkey hunts though was a kind of a flash hunt. Me and my buddy Chris, they were gobbling all over, and all of a sudden we got one really, it struck off really, we said, he's close, he's close. We literally picked up the blind and was running across the field. And he's like, yeah. And you know, that's how this stuff goes sometimes. And all of a sudden we're grabbing camera equipment and everything else, and all of a sudden we sit it down, in a couple seconds we hear, daggone juggler was rubbing against the blind that we're at.
No.
You know, that sweet music I must have been playing, you know, he must have
here
came
we
right
go.
in.
That's sweet. I know. How many times have we heard that?
But he was so close, and we had a live decoy out there and another decoy, but the live decoy was out there like a statue, and he came right in there, was showing off, you know, full strut, and he made one little step, and it was bad, and it was over. And we was headed to the Waffle House by 8 o'clock that morning.
The Waffle House.
You think he's dead? Did you hear? Did you hear that drum? He was. I heard it.
So one of my most memorable hunts earlier on was that when I killed that doe. I had turned all the cameras on, turned the GoPro on, turned record on the GoPro, but I never pressed record on the little. Remember that little cannon that we were using?
Yeah.
I never pressed record on it, and I was thrilled because I guess that was our first year really, and you know we're doing a lot of self-filming in that, but I just did not press record, and I was so excited because I thought, man, that's my first kill ever on film, and it didn't happen.
Because it happens to us all, because you're trying to get it in focus, and you're trying to get it all panning over, and you're trying to do all that work.
I had the GoPro on, but I didn't have the big camera on, so that just shows
Hey, that happens.
The mistakes that you make earlier on, and that's what it's all about, learning, right? So after I let that arrow fly, and she piled up into that tree, and I guess she got another gust of wind there and took off running again, I looked down at that camera and I thought, oh. I didn't press record.
Didn't hit it.
I knew I pressed record on the GoPro though. So I turned around and did my interview with the GoPro. I was like, oh, this isn't going to be
It happens to all of us. It did that all the time.
finally got one on film. Yes. Man, it's been a long season. I'm so pumped. I finally got one on film. Thank you, Jesus and baby Jesus. Man, it's been a long fall, man. Whew, thank you. I've only been here for about an hour. It's over for today.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Bailey's Car Wash.
I'll tell you what, I remember another good hunt that I remember. All of them were good, but one memorable. There was a big buck sighting down here, down across the way, and we had permission to hunt it. And it was almost like a fairway on a golf course. And I'm not going to confirm or deny that it was, but it looked like it. And no bucks come in, but these two little button bucks came up, and they came in right close to the blind. I mean, we was having a ball with them, and then they went back up there, and old mama come out, and she wasn't happy.
Old mama come out.
And she was quartering to, posturing. I mean, she gave us a pretty good show. She was kind of looking. We was in a blind, and
She had big old eyes, didn't
she had the big old eyes looking, seeing, you know, I can hide. I'm pretty good, and I'm stealthy. And finally, she just took one bad step, and the rest is history. you know, back, like we said, no interviews. We was all excited. We found her, crossed the roadway. I mean, downpouring rain at that point. It was raining. But you know what? Again, that's learning, and we have ball time. We had a good time doing it, and you know, it's just the way it goes.
It's been a learning experience for the last 5 years, that's
oh
for
my
sure.
goodness, yes it is. You know, another thing I remember, and it's so fun, and we get it tickled at it, but you remember that day we tucked him in a little cubby hole over there on his own farm?
All we gave him was a Tacticam.
We said, here, take his Tacticam and film your hunt.
And you guys,
You know?
and you guys thought that I was going to be isolated over there, but I had some great Tacticam footage on there. And you know what's funny is I'm sitting there in that blind, had a couple turkeys walked out in that field, and next thing you know, I'm seeing these 2 does over to the left, and I'm just looking through the scope. I'm just zeroed in on them. And out of nowhere, in the corner of my eye, I look over to the right. There's a couple does pop out in the lower corner of the right. I said, oh my. They're a little closer. So just zoomed on over and took care of business. It was nice, it was fun. That was the same time I think I was getting a text message from somebody else in a blind about another deer.
Hey, but again, we had that all prearranged. We knew he was going to kill him. We had that Tacticam on there.
Absolutely.
It was
I
good.
mean, that's why we're the masterminds of this.
That Tacticam's let me remember that hunt, that's for sure.
This one hunt up on my farm out of the barn, you know, big old slickhead walks out. You know,
The barn that we spend a lot of time in?
yeah, we do spend a lot of time. Cameron guy, you know, we was just, you know, well, again, learning, hit record, and he said he had her in frame, so, you know, I don't take my, if it's good to go, let her loose, and you know, game over, freezer time. Food for my belly.
Get in my belly.
Get in my belly.
Here we are again. We're in our old family barn up here, trying to do a little bit of doe management tonight. We was out here last weekend, during the first weekend of gun season here in Kentucky, and didn't see a doe. We saw a real nice shooter 9, really pretty deer that one of our staff members, I'm not going to name names, actually swung and a miss on that one. But we're here today. It's a Sunday afternoon. It's cold. It's between 27 and 30, depending on what the reading on the truck says. We're here trying to do some doe management. Just stick with us. We're going to try to get it done tonight, and we'll keep you updated. Second weekend of Kentucky gun season. We're sitting here trying to do some doe management. We tried last weekend, wasn't successful. We was out here, and this one, along with 5 or 6 other ones, we lost track at the very getting low light. This one right here gave us a beautiful shot. I shot over top of her the first time. I don't know if I had a good angle or what, but it happens. That's what we're here for. We're human. But took a second shot, did the job. Really happy here to have it. Going to feed some hungry mouths. Probably going to take this one down here and donate it to Hunters for the Hungry. It's a real good program here in Kentucky that we do. We're very happy. We're here again. Doe management, part of it. You have to do it. Stay tuned with us. Heartland Heritage Outdoors.
That reminds me of a hunt that I had. Of course, I was self-filming again. And it's actually where that big boy right there was taken from the day before. But, you know, there again, the GoPro was running, you know, but I didn't press record on that daggone little Canon camera. Oh, it's a trend with me for sure. Because I lose it, dude. I get excited. I get all antsy, and I guess you've seen a little bit of that.
You don't get excited.
Just a little bit. I get a little antsy. But man, that was still a great hunt. However, you know, I wish I'd have had the big camera on, and we could have had another episode out of it or so. But just goes to show, man, you got a lot to do up there.
Oh my goodness.
You got to have your rangefinder ready. You got to have your GoPro on, or other angle cameras, point of view cameras. This big camera.
It's like a big.
People don't know what goes on.
It's like a big electronics store up there. And when you get an opportunity to get a archery kill at that on yours, just to get that accomplished is a feat.
It's a lot to do.
Then when you add a camera guy in the tree with you, or self-filming with all that stuff, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's chaos.
People don't realize how hard it is to do, but
and when it all comes together, I mean, all those emotions rolled up, man. I'll tell you what.
They're producing a lot of nice stuff.
Then when you don't hit record, It's like, oh my goodness.
Hey, if it ain't on camera, it didn't happen.
Yeah, that's right.